Hey guys, welcome back. So I just want to do a quick update on Bitcoin, the ETF that's coming up possibly tomorrow for the futures ETF. Then we also have some news on a little concern of where we are with the price right now. And then we have some charts to look at along with for Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum, where they might be based on previous charts, historical charts. And then we have Jack Dorsey looking to get into the Bitcoin mining. So let's take a look at Bitcoin really quick. We got about an hour left before the weekly close happens. So let's take a look at it here. So here's a Bitcoin chart right now. We are at $61,200 and we're at 54 minutes away from the weekly close. So we'll see if we can get it closed for the week above 61,000 or at least above 60,000, which would be a good sign. And then we'll get back into the charts here later on after all the news that we cover here. So our first story is from CNBC. Bitcoin bull Mark Yusko, I think is how it's pronounced, sees trouble at 60,000, calls for the cryptocurrency overbought right now. So we have gone up obviously quite a bit in the price of Bitcoin in the last 2 weeks. So there is a little concern that we might be a little bit overbought. And here's his points on it. So a Bitcoin bull is on pullback watch. Hedge fund manager Mark Yusko believes investors will take profits due to the cryptocurrency's sharp rally over the last few weeks. There are a lot of people that think we could hit 100,000 by the end of the year. The stock to flow model says we should. So the CEO says, I also wouldn't be surprised of a little consolidation. Look, we're up 40% this month, which is only 15 days old. So he's got a little point there. So it's something that we want to be mindful of, right? It could be one of those things where it's buy the rumor, sell the news type of deals. He goes on to say, we're excited, obviously, that people are recognizing that approval is likely imminent. And this is talking about the ETF. We've been bullish on the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular for a long time. So he's just reiterating his stance that he's a Bitcoin bull. But he does say a pause to refreshes given how overbought we are right now wouldn't surprise me, said Yusko. There is some risk of the buy the rumor, sell the news. So obviously something we want to pay attention to here. But if you're a long-term hodler, you don't have nothing to worry about. Bitcoin price goes up and down as we know it does. He goes on to say it's a classic supply and demand. One of the nice things about Bitcoin as an asset is it has a finite supply. He said, we know every day for the next 140 years how many Bitcoins will be minted through the mining process, which is true. We do know that. In 5 years, Yusko estimates Bitcoin's value by market cap will equal gold, which is what we're also hearing this kind of narrative happen as well, where people are saying that people are moving from gold and into Bitcoin. So he says the following, I believe Bitcoin has and is replacing gold. It's now digital gold, noted Yusko. It's a perfect store of value, or store value. And that's just something we have to be obviously mindful of. In the short term, I think that you guys that are trading it may want to keep an eye on for that. That we may have one of those buy the rumor, sell the news types of deals where we may have a slight pullback or at least have a little consolidation here for a week or so. Next story is from Cointelegraph. Next Bitcoin price crash will be shallower than 80%, says Pantera Capital CEO. So the Bitcoin market's tendency to crash by over 80% after logging strong bull runs might come to an end. So we're seeing quite a few of these narratives come about lately where some people are thinking that the price of Bitcoin is not going to fall as much as it has in the past, or at least not by 80%, 90% in value. It may fall 50, 40, 60, somewhere around there with the next bear cycle if we have one. So something to be mindful of as well, something we want to pay attention to. That is according to a new report published by California-based hedge fund Pantera Capital. In detail, the report notes that the recent periods of BTC price drops have been less severe than in the past. For instance, in 2013 and through 2015 and 2017 and 2018, Bitcoin crashed by as much as 83% after topping out nearly at $1,111 and $20,089 respectively. Similarly, the cryptocurrency's bull run in 2019-20 and in 2020 and 2021 led to massive price corrections. Nevertheless, the scales of their retracements after were 61% and 54% respectively. And then here's the chart for the bull markets. So you can see all these here, number of days, how many they lasted, price increase. We had a 100x, 16x, 106x, 4x, 13x, and then 2x. So the medium is 15x, obviously, in the number of days. Medium is 300 days as well. So we'll have to obviously see how this plays out. Obviously, if we're not going to have a large bear market correction, we may also not have a huge bull run, or at least not the 106x or 100x that we've seen in the past. Bear markets, obviously, were here. Here are the declines. Previous declines were 68, 83, 83, 61, 54. So you're seeing kind of a drop in the percentage of decline over the last two bear markets that we had. So that's interesting to see. So will that play out in our coming bear market if we have it? Dan Moorhead said, I long advocated that the market becomes broader, more valuable, and more institutional. The amplitude of price swings will moderate. So basically, as the more people you get into it, the value goes up, obviously, and then you also have these less of these drastic price swings where it's huge corrections or huge run-ups. Let's take a look at the next chart here. So here's major Bitcoin price cycles. We had the one where we went up 100x, then we came down 68%, we went up 16x, came down 83%, then went up 106x, came down 83%, then had a 4x run from there, 61% correction, 13x up, 54% decline. This was in August 21, and now we're up 2x. We're probably up, we're right around 2x, 2.5x or something like that right now. BTC undervalued. So here is his halvings reduction in Bitcoin supply. This is kind of interesting chart. You can see how much reduction in supply as a percentage of outstanding each time we have a halving event. So the first time was back in 2012. We had a 15.3% reduction. In 2016, we had a 5.1% reduction. And in 2020, we had a 2.2% reduction based on the outstanding Bitcoin. So we had 10 million Bitcoins that were outstanding. We had 15 and now 18 in last year. So we still have not a lot further to go to get to 21 million. It's 100 years, but obviously the supply and the reduction is a lot lower than it was to begin with. So that's why we may also see where the appreciation doesn't go up as high as 100x. It might be, 10, 5x, 15x. We just don't know right now. And then here's a Bitcoin post-halving rallies. So the first halving rally we had right here, which was in 2012. We went up 93.1x. Before, we went up 3.4x, and then we went up 30.1x. Before, 2.7, and afterwards 7.2x. So obviously, after the halvings, we always had a pretty nice rally going up. So just I'm going to point that out to you guys, something to be mindful of where we might go. And then here are some charts that are from the Daily Hodl. So if we look at the charts here for Bitcoin, current price, and Bitcoin price 2012, 2013 chart. So this is the blue line for the 2013. This is the 2021 chart that we are at right now, Bitcoin current price. So it does look very close to, trending the same way that it did. So if we look at it, where it went up to 1,024 in 2013, if we go across here, we're looking at possibly 256 if it plays out the same way, or at least somewhere between this range where we are right now, between 64,000 and 256,000 for Bitcoin. Now, if we look at Ethereum compared to Bitcoin in 2011 through 2019, we can see that Bitcoin went up to, doesn't show the price here. But if we look at Ethereum, if it tops off where Bitcoin topped out at 2019, or right around 2018, we're looking at possibly around 19,683 for Ethereum price. And then Solana is obviously looking back at Ethereum's 2016-2017 rally, which is in blue, and then the white is Solana. So if Ethereum was at the peak here at around, what is that? Well, over $1,000. So you're looking at the same thing for Solana, possibly being over $1,000 this time around. And then to finish it out here, we got two more stories to go. We got one story, BTC price eyes all-time high weekly close above 60,000 ahead of the Bitcoin ETF turbulence. So just like I mentioned earlier, that we're less than probably 50 minutes now before the weekly close on Bitcoin. We should be above 61,000, I'm guessing. Let me see where we are right now. Yeah, we're at 61,381. We're actually going up, which is kind of good to see. So holding above 60,000 on Sunday should be all but guarantee. A record weekly close and data shows Bitcoin faces a pivotal week close on October 17th with bulls scrambling to squash final resistance before all-time highs. Bitcoin on the cusp of clearing final resistance. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed BTC USD ranging throughout the weekend, crucially staying above 60,000. This week's close was already tipped to be a deal breaker, potentially being its highest ever. Only once before has Bitcoin ended a weekly candle above the 60,000 mark. With hours left to go, analysts were bracing for potential pivotal moment, one that could open up the path to uncharted territory for bulls. Another BTC daily close above the red area later today, and Bitcoin will have confirmed a break beyond its final major resistance on the weekly time frame, Rex Capital commented. So here is that resistance area that is in the red. If we can close above that, we'll be in good shape. And then here's a couple tweets that we had from Pentoshi. So Pentoshi BTC market cap touched all-time high close in the last candle. So we're obviously back to that all-time high for the market cap when we were back here in April of this year. And then we also have the buy the rumor, sell the news thing, which we kind of talked about. And then Jerome Blockland poll, the approval of a Bitcoin ETF by the SEC is a classic buy the rumor, sell the fact event. And then we had 55% agree, 44% disagree out of 627 votes. So take that for what it is. So just be careful going into this week. We may see a little pullback happening, but we'll have to keep an eye on it as well. And lastly, Jack Dorsey did a whole tweet storm last week on possibly Square may build a Bitcoin mining system, adding to Bitcoin price surge as well. So we'll take the key points out of this and we'll go into the charts here. So Square CEO Jack Dorsey said late on Friday the company might jump into the Bitcoin mining business. Dorsey tweeted that the company is considering a Bitcoin mining system based on custom silicon and open source for individuals and businesses worldwide. If Square does execute on this, Dorsey said the company would follow its hardware wallet model, build it in the open in collaboration with the community. So I think this is just great news. Obviously, there isn't a lot of innovation going on right now in the space, especially when it comes to miners. You got a couple players in the field. You got Bitmain, Canon. There's another one. I can't think of the name right now. But there's a couple major players that are in the market right now for these miners. So getting somebody in and open sourcing it and doing custom silicon might be kind of a good thing. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. Obviously, this would be a good thing for the mining stocks if they can get a hold of this. And depending on pricing, because pricing in the mining machines are ridiculous right now with Bitcoin the price the way it is. So let me know what you guys think about these stories. Obviously, are you feeling the buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing going on this week? And if not, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go at this stage if we get that ETF tomorrow or Tuesday launched? So post a comment down below. I'll take a look at it. I post almost pretty much every day to you guys. So I appreciate you guys commenting. It helps me out. Thank you. All right, let's look at the charts here really quick, and we'll call it a day. So BTC obviously is only 41 minutes now away from the weekly close. We'll have to see where it ends. Ethereum is also 41 minutes away, and it touched our resistance here this week, which was around 39,509. Right? What was the weekly? 39,000. I wish 3,919 was the range here. So we are looking okay there on the daily chart. It obviously, well, the candle doesn't look very nice. We had a nice drop here to 3,600 and then bounce back up. So some selling pressure there obviously today. RSI is still holding on to around 66, which is good to see. Volume is low compared to what it was Friday and Thursday, which definitely pumped us up. So this might be why we're down a little bit. Cardano is down. It is basically at our support right now at $2.13. RSI still relatively low, so I think we're still in that accumulation phase right now in Cardano. Let's take a look at Hedera hash graph. Hedera hash graph, we're bouncing off the 20 and staying below it right now, bouncing above the 50 and staying below the 20 moving averages. RSI is looking good as well, and we might be in that accumulation phase as well here. Litecoin has came back and wicked the, what is that? That is the 20-day moving average. So the 20-day moving average is at 176 right now, and it went above it. So that's a good sign. We want to see that touch that moving average and go back up. So have to keep an eye on it as well. Doge. Doge is also looking in that kind of weird accumulation phase right now. It's just trading flat pretty much. It's at 23 cents right now. Solana is at 159. It is starting to get back above the 20-day moving average, which is good. We want to see that, and then which possibly could lead to it going up higher. We've obviously been in this kind of channel here where we've been basically accumulating. That's the only thing I can think of. We see the RSI being flat. Everything else is being pretty flat as well on the volume. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Stellar's at 38 cents. And then obviously the mining stocks aren't trading right now because it's Sunday, so they're closed. Let's take a look at Shiba. Shiba is also trading flat right now. We got the 20-day moving average coming up, so we'll see if it continues to go on higher and then touches it and goes further from here. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. So, and that's it. It's going to be an interesting week this week, especially with Bitcoin ETF coming live either tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. So we'll just have to see where it goes. You know, it is what it is. We'll follow the trends. We'll let you guys know what's going on. We'll keep you informed. And if you enjoy these videos, guys, it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe, hit the like button, and notification bell. I try to post at least once a day on this topic of Bitcoin, Dogecoin, all those cryptocurrencies, see what's going on in the market. All right, guys, thanks. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you have a great week coming up. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.